So today we have the topic of anger on the healing journey, and I'm excited to speak about this. This is what I found often a very difficult emotion for people to feel, just because of the societal conditioning around this emotion. And um, usually we either learn to suppress anger or act it out or do something to distract ourselves from it. And what we're gonna do today um, is different than all of those approaches. And what we're gonna do today is just feel the energy of anger without doing anything with it. And that's very powerful because essentially all anger is it's just a flow of energy moving through the body. And the reason why we might feel bad or negative, why we experience it, or the reason why it might feel uncomfortable, it's just because of conditioning. And I can say that because that is what I experienced. So in the past, if I would used to feel anger, I would feel very ashamed and I would feel very negative. And I would be like, oh, I don't really want to feel this. And I would like try to get rid of it in some way, trying to release the anger. But what I've learned over the years is to just stay in this energy and let it flow through me and actually learn to enjoy this immense energy, this immense power that's flowing through my body. And I discovered actually something very beautiful. And that is that the more I could allow myself to feel this intense energy and power within me, the safer and more at peace I felt. Because this energy is there to protect us. And it's like a inner lion, inner lioness. And when we can allow this energy to be there, to be felt, our inner child can feel safe because it feels there's someone there protecting it. And and just like I spoke about yesterday with on desire, feeling the anger is not the same as acting out the anger. So it doesn't mean that I'm feeling the anger and now I'm screaming and shouting at every single person um, whenever I feel anger. That's not what I mean. What I mean is to become comfortable with this flow of energy moving through my body. And then I can have more freedom in how I use the energy within me. But I don't need to get rid of the energy. I don't need to get rid of my power. Um, and I can still speak from a place of power when I need to, and set boundaries when I need to. But it doesn't come out of a reaction or wanting to actually get rid of my anger, but it comes from a place of being at peace with my power. And just by me being at peace in this power, people can feel it, and then I might just say something like, so let's say I just want to give an example of how this could look like. Let's say someone says something disrespectful or manipulative towards me or something like that, right? So in that example, I can just say, what do you want? And I don't need to be disrespectful towards that person. I can just meet that person with like directness and power, and they can be like a little bit startled, because maybe they weren't expecting it. And it kind of makes them realize what they're doing, but I'm not like engaging in an argument, you know. I'm just in my power. And when you're in your power, you actually need very few words to get your point across. And you can just go to the heart of the matter. And so what happens with this energy of anger, what we call anger, when you're able to become comfortable with it, anger can feel like very fiery and all over the place, right? And when you're just becoming comfortable with it and you can stay within it, it can become like a laser. So it's like all that power, but you can actually focus it, and it's like controlled. It's not like the anger has power over you. It's actually your power, and you can channel that power, in a very direct way, in a very powerful way. And now, actually, I don't even call this anger anymore, because even that association of anger has so much negative meaning attached to it, right? Like who wants to be angry? No one. But no one wants to be angry. Like the association of the word is very, very negative, right? And that's why we feel negative when we experience it. So I totally removed this word from it, because that word, anger, comes together with all this meaning, with all these behaviors attached to it, with all the beliefs that we learned about it. But what if we would just strip away this word and we just experienced pure energy? All we will sense is just an intense energy moving through us, and without any negativity attached to it. The negativity all comes from the conditioning, from the unconscious judgment that the conditioned mind is placing upon this emotion. And so now I just experience it that, like, wow, I'm feeling so much energy right now. I'm feeling so much power. And now I don't even want to get rid of it. Like, why would I want to get rid of an enormous energy source? Why would I want to get rid of my power? And that's what I realized by trying to eliminate all anger from my experience. I actually eliminated my power. And now I can use my power, but from a place of wisdom, not from a place of reacting out my old pattern, my old responses to anger. And here's the interesting thing. So when you or someone is very angry, and they're like reacting on it, like they're shouting, they're like in this fiery mode, right? That person, the reason why that person is actually doing that is because they want to get rid of their anger. They don't want to feel the emotion. So it's like, oh, I feel this, like, you make me feel this way, like, psh. Like, so that is actually an avoidance of feeling it. We want to get it out of our system, you know? Just want to get it out. What? I don't want to feel this way, so I'm gonna shout at you. So this, what I'm speaking about, is different. This is actually learning to enjoy the energy and learning to fall in love with your power. And then you don't feel the need anymore to get rid of it. So you won't feel the need to reactively act in ways, right? And shout and scream, because actually when you're doing that, you're kind of losing your power a little bit. And you can actually learn to stay in it, you know? And you can still, if it's needed, you can say something, but it will just be very direct and will be like, can be laser focused and get to the point of the matter, you know, and people will, and just, even just by you being comfortable with your power, a lot of times you won't even need to say a word because people can just feel that, you know? And if there's a manipulative, disrespectful kind of person, when you're in your power, like they're not gonna come close to you because they can see, like, okay, I can't mess with this person. So feeling your power, being in your power actually protects you against manipulative, um, or like disrespectful or harmful people because they don't want to go after someone who's in their power. And actually, when my power was suppressed, I was being manipulated all the time. I was being taken advantage of all the time. I was being treated with disrespect all of the time. And it was only once I was able to feel my power, to be comfortable in it, that this stopped happening. Um, because like a manipulative, let's say narcissistic person or something like this, they will always go after people who have suppressed their power, their anger, because that's the easiest person in the world to manipulate and to go after and to, treat with disrespect. And and I want to share a story about this because this is very rarely talked about. So I was living at a meditation retreat center for 4 years, like full time, every day, practicing meditation under the guidance of different teachers. Like my whole life was about this, right? And it was all about like taking responsibility for your emotions and healing your relationships with people. And I thought, oh, great. Like now I'm meditated so much, I'm so healed. Now I can just go out and I can be this presence of love and um I can heal all my relationships, and I can just, no matter how anyone treats me, I'm just gonna be this love and it's just gonna be amazing. Everyone's just gonna be healed by my love. So that's what I thought was gonna happen and also what I was taught was gonna happen, right? And kind of the opposite happened. And at first, I thought, well, this only happened to me, because I had a very difficult relationship with my mother, and she's very controlling and stuff. So I thought, oh, this is just a special case. For other people, I'm sure this is working, right? But over the years of working with so many hundreds and thousands of people, I've really seen that this is a very common pattern, very recurring pattern. Hey, Natalie. So, because I learned that anger is unspiritual and the sign that I'm, unhealed, that I'm a lesser emotion, I was suppressing it. Because I was suppressing it, I was being taken advantage of like I'd never been in my entire life. Like even worse. Like because I didn't have any boundaries anymore. I was totally boundaryless because I thought this is what it meant to be spiritual, right? And people kept taking advantage of it. And I went through so much pain that I became basically sick, because I was just drained by people like this who just energy vampires, right? Who just took advantage of this. And so I needed to like get to a point where I'm like, wow, this something is not working. You know, and I needed to like kind of turn around and see the look the darkness in the eyes and see that not everyone will, if I'm very loving, if I'm very kind, not everyone's gonna reciprocate, right? For some people, they're gonna take that. A narcissistic person, actually, the more love, kindness, and compassion they receive, they see that as, this is something that I only learned later. In their mind, they're going, this person is so stupid to trust me. They deserve to be taken advantage of. This is how those people actually think. So the more love and care and forgiveness and compassion I poured into them, the more abusive they became. The worse they treated me. So with a normal person, with most people, if you treat them with love and care and kindness and forgiveness, they're gonna become more like that to you as well, right? Most people reciprocate. But a narcissistic person is doing the opposite. Their brain, everything is totally wired differently. So the better you treat them, the worse they're gonna treat you. And those people, this is what I learned, they actually respect you more when you have strong boundaries, when you're in your power, you know? And so the ideal situation is that you can be in your power when you need to be, because let's be real, we live in a world where not everyone is like us, like meditating and like working on their right unconscious patterns and these are those kinds of things. A lot of people are not. And a lot of people, what often can happen is because I did all this inner work, this meditation and stuff, I projected my own, um, awakening, my becoming more conscious onto other people. I thought, oh, the world is becoming more like this, and I'm just going to bring all this beautiful energy into the world. But not everyone. Like, there's some people who move into the other direction. They're becoming more unconscious, more manipulative, more disrespectful. So just because we are doing it doesn't mean that everyone in the world moves into the same direction, right? And so I need to be able to see both, like the darkness and the light, right? That I see, okay, both exists. Like there's people who are just this embodiment of pure love, right? And it's just like a personification of an angel and it's just beautiful. But then on the other spectrum of humanity, there's the opposite, right? There's people who are like wolves and they enjoy making people suffer. And I know that because I experienced that. I enjoyed in my life people enjoying making me suffer, like them actually laughing, getting pleasure out of seeing me suffer, right? So both exists. And the ideal is like we can be in our power when we're dealing or we come across people on this side of the spectrum, right? Who are there to, it's basically their mission to take advantage of as many people as possible. So we can respond to that with power, or even with someone who's just slightly like this. So we're safe, our inner child is safe, and we can be peaceful at the same time. It's not like we always need to run around being guarded and being like in this intense energy all the time, right? No, we can be totally at peace, totally open and receptive at the same time, right? That's why we have different emotions. That's why we have different states of mind, you know? And what often happens in spiritual teachings and a lot of teachings is that one state of mind is seen as the ultimate, right? Like, oh, you should just be in bliss or in love or in this all the time, and you shouldn't be in these like lower emotions like anger and fear, da da da. No, no. All there, like dividing those emotions into positive or negative or lower or higher, that's kind of dangerous because all emotions exist for a reason, right? And there's an emotional spectrum for a reason. And if we cut ourselves off from our emotions, from a certain part of our emotional spectrum, and we're saying, I don't want those emotions, they are bad, they're unspiritual, then we're cutting ourselves off of beautiful qualities that are there to protect us, And I've just seen this. I first thought, oh, this only happened to me, but I've seen this so many times and it breaks my heart because it's often the most like loving, kind-hearted, warm-hearted people who this happens to, right? Who totally cut themselves off from any sense of their power because they learned this emotion is bad, you shouldn't have it, it's unspiritual. And then they get just taken advantage of in the most brutal ways. It's just heartbreaking. So, what we're going to do here today is, is protecting you against that, is being able to be with your power. And then you can be with your power when you need to be, and you can be peaceful when you need to be. And actually feeling your power, being able to be in your power, will allow you to be more peaceful because you have this one side of you that's protecting you, that's shielding you. And so your inner child can actually totally relax. Your inner child can totally let go of all concerns because it knows I'm protected by a big lion, big lioness who's here for me anytime I need her. So it's beautiful. This energy is your protective energy. It's an expression of intense self-love. It's beautiful. It's just like a beer mother, right? Who's protecting her baby bear. Like if you come close to her baby bear, she will be, right? She will be like this, but it's coming out of her love for her baby children, right? So that's love can take that expression, right? Of like being protective. And when we cut ourselves off from this emotion, we're cutting ourselves off of an expression of self-love that's actually within us, protective self-love, right? And so the more you will be able to be comfortable in this energy, then you will see it will relax your whole nervous system, your whole body will be able to relax more. Now, there's so much I could speak about. You can even, but maybe I get into this another time because this powerful energy, you can also very much utilize that for your healing journey because there's some healing and there's some patterns that we might have that are very sticky. They're very sticky and they will require a lot of energy to get through them. And we can actually use this energy on our healing journey to cut through unhealthy attachments that we have. It's a very powerful energy that can be utilized to our benefit, to cut ourselves off from things that are not serving us anymore. It can be like a sword and cutting through what's holding us back, what we no longer need. So now I shared my experience, and now I'm gonna do a guided meditation so you can actually experience what I just shared. Yes, this is a very, I love your question, Vanas. I also make bad decisions when I'm angry. How do we use this energy without letting it cloud our judgments? They will all, we're gonna do that now together in the meditation, and you're gonna get a sense of that. And just one thing I want to share is like everything I just shared, it's not like this just happened overnight, right? Like I just changed my relationship to anger and now I now I just experience this as power, energy flowing from my body and I can enjoy it and all these things, like it took me time, right? It's a practice because every one of us has a conditioned response to this emotion, right? There's a way how we've been trained, how we've learned to respond to this emotion. And that conditioned response we've probably repeated thousands, many thousands of times, right? If you think about how many times did you get angry throughout your life, probably tens of thousands of times. So it can be very rooted. Our habitual response can be very rooted, right? So it takes practice to learn a new way of being with this emotion. So as I will guide you through this meditation now, probably your habitual ways will come up, right? So you will get in touch with that energy and you might want to suppress it. Maybe, tension will start coming into your body and will like try to push it away. Or maybe shame will come over the emotion and will feel away. Or maybe you feel very bad or you feel scared. You feel scared of this emotion. Or you feel this energy and you just want to like beat everything up around you, destroy something, right? Um, so whatever comes up during the meditation, it's all fine. It's all fine, whether resistance comes up or other emotions come up, fear, shame, you know, um, discomfort, wanting to run away, wanting to um, scream and yell, whatever impulses arise, those impulses, you can allow them to be there as well, right? We allow all the impulses to be there and we're allowing to feel the impulse. Again, it doesn't mean that we act on it. So I'm not saying we're going to feel it and then you're going to smash around everything, right? We're just going to feel the energy without actually doing anything with it. We're just going to do nothing. We're just going to feel the energy. And so we see what happens. Because usually we want to do something with it. We want to like put it out there, suppress it, do something with it to change it. And now we're just going to do nothing. We're just going to be with the energy, learning to be comfortable with it, learning to enjoy it. And then to respond to your question, we can use it, free of judgment. We're going to actually release all judgment from this energy so that you can experience it in a new way. So we're going to do this, and then you can also keep practicing this by yourself. I'm going to also upload a meditation on this in the future here, so you can re-listen to it and just keep practicing it. If you want to be notified on that, you can follow me here. Then you will get to know about it. Okay, so we can get started. And yeah, so what will happen? What might happen? I just want to say this so you're prepared. So oftentimes, let's say we were angry at children, right? And a lot of us experience that if we felt any sense of anger, we were immediately attacked. We were immediately attacked for even feeling anger, for even having a slightly angry expression on our face. So what can happen for many people, as soon as you will get in touch with this anger, maybe a lot of fear will arise or a lot of intense shame, you know, and that fear and shame is there to protect you from the response that you always received, right? And so if that arises, that's totally perfect. Then you just go more into the fear, you go more into the shame, you go more into the emotion that arises. You know, you don't need to try to artificially stay in the anger. You just go into whatever comes up for you in this moment. This meditation will be totally different for each person. And whatever happens during the meditation is exactly what needs to happen for you, right? So you don't need to think this needs to look a certain way. Whatever emotion arises, you allow it to be there. Okay, excited to do this with you. And this can actually, the more you do it, it can maybe this first time it will not be the most pleasant, but if you learn to do this, this can actually be quite fun and release a lot of energy and joy. But it can bring up everything. Maybe you will feel the opposite. Maybe the first time of getting in touch with it, you will feel sick or you will feel disgusted. But whatever's happening, it's there for a reason, and it's all part of the healing. So you can close your eyes and you can bring up a situation in your mind, either that's currently in your life right now or in the past, wherever you feel the greatest sense of anger arise, the greatest sense of energy. Just think about whatever makes your blood boil the most, what makes you really furious. Think about the situation, this person that brings up the most furious energy, the most anger. Allow yourself to think all those unspiritual thoughts for a moment. You have permission here to feel and think whatever you want. Your mind is free. Allowing this emotion of anger to come into your experience, to be felt in your body. You're allowed to be angry. Later, you can be compassionate again, but for now, just allow yourself to be in this emotion fully without blocking it, without trying to get rid of it in any way. Just welcoming all of your anger inside of you. Feeling this immense energy moving through your body. Allowing this intense energy to rush through you. Letting your entire body shake with this energy, with this intensity. You're allowed to feel this intensity. You're allowed to feel this intense energy. And if there's an inner scream inside of you, feeling even that inner impulse of wanting to scream, allowing that to be there, this primal scream, If you feel this primal energy of wanting to destroy what destroys you, you can also allow yourself to feel this. Just feeling this protective primal energy move through your body that might feel animalistic, feeling all these primal urges. You're allowed to feel this. You're allowed to feel outrageously powerful, feeling all this power inside of you, allowing yourself to feel tremendously powerful. So much energy, you don't even know what to do with all this energy. And just letting it move through you. You don't need to do anything with it. This energy is here to protect you. It's here to keep you safe. And see if you can even enjoy this immense energy that's flowing through every part of your being. If you need to bring up the situation again in your mind to access the emotion, you can do that as well. And just feel and enjoy this fire inside of you. Like you want this energy, you love it. You love feeling your full power. And whatever is happening in your body, you let it shake and move through you. You can say to yourself internally, I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to feel powerful. And if there's any shame that arises, you can also allow the shame to be there. So if there's shame, you can say, I'm allowed to be ashamed. It's allowing that to be there. If there's fear that arises, you can say, I'm allowed to be scared. If your entire body is just blocked or numb or totally tensed, you can say, I'm allowed to feel blocked. I'm allowed to feel tensed. I'm allowed to feel numb. Your body remembers all the moments when you were not allowed to be in your power, when people attacked you, judged you, or put you down, whenever you felt this energy, this emotion before. Your body remembers each of those moments and wants to protect you from being harmed, from being hurt. So it might bring up this resistance as a way to wanting to keep you safe. And so you can also allow the resistance to be there. You're allowed to feel completely resistant. You might feel super uncomfortable. And if feels uncomfortable, you can allow these waves of discomfort to move through your body as well. Feeling just how uncomfortable it can feel to feel your power, to feel your energy. You're allowed to feel uncomfortable. Then you can bring this situation back up in your mind one more time. Now, if there's no energy left, you can also bring up another situation where you even feel more anger, more power coming up inside of you. And as you're experiencing this emotion, you ask yourself, what is this experience that I'm having if I don't call it anger? And you just observe what's happening in your body without needing to understand it, without needing to give a name to what you are experiencing. You're just experiencing everything free of any concepts, free of any ideas that you learned, allowing yourself to forget for a moment everything you learned about this emotion, experiencing it like you experience it for the first time, and you have no idea what this emotion means. You don't have any idea about this emotion. You experience it like a baby would experience it, without any filters. And all you experience is just energy waves moving through your body without any sense of positive or negative, without any division in your mind. You just experience the pure, raw energy moving through your body. You can ask yourself, what if this energy is actually not negative? What if I just learned to see this as negative? What if this is just pure energy available to me to use in whatever way I choose? What if I'm free to use this energy however I want to and don't need to follow my learned and habitual responses towards this energy? What if I can use this energy in entirely new ways, in ways that I choose? What if this energy can be useful for me? How can I use this energy in ways that are good for me? What if this is even a good energy? What if this was a good energy? What if I could use this energy for my own and other people's good? See if you can love this energy, if you can love this aspect of you and embrace it completely. This energy never wanted to do anything else but to protect you. This energy only wants the best for you, and it's here to serve you. It's here for your protection. And you might learn to see it as your enemy. But what if it's your friend? What if it's your best friend who's wanting to protect you, who loves you so deeply that he or she doesn't want anything happens to you? This energy is always there for you, protecting you. What if this is an expression of self-love and this energy loves you? It's here to shield you from any influences that might hurt you. And thank this energy now. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for keeping me safe. Maybe you can see the beauty in this energy. You can see how much this energy cares for you. And maybe you just never learned how to use this energy in ways that are good for you because you didn't have the role models to do that. Now you can decide how your relationship moving forward will be with this energy, and whether you want to fight against this energy, trying to erase it from your experience, or whether you want to collaborate and become friends with this energy, with this part of you. It's here to protect you. You're allowed to be protected. You deserve to be protected. You're precious. You deserve to have boundaries. You deserve to be shielded by this energy whenever you need to, so that you can live in peace and so that your inner child can feel safe, even as you live in this world in which there are people who don't have your best interest at heart. You can be safe because you have an inner guardian protecting you, an inner lion and inner lioness who's here for you to protect your inner child. And whenever you are ready in your own time, You can open your eyes again. My friends, yeah, I would love to hear how you feel now. Anything you want to share that you experienced during this meditation. You can write in the comments if you want to. It really makes this more fun for me. Mm, Cheers. I can use that energy in any way I want was a breakthrough for me. I was like a fire-breathing dragon. Oh, beautiful ginger. I love that. That's so beautiful. Mm. So one very practical thing, that you can take with you from today is, which is so powerful, just kind of to erase this word anger from your dictionary. And instead, you're going to use the word power from now on. So whenever you feel someone, something, you know, giving you this energy, instead of saying, I'm feeling so angry right now, you say to yourself, I'm feeling so powerful right now. I'm feeling so powerful. And you might feel so powerful you don't even know what to do with it. But it doesn't change that it's your power, you know. And all of a sudden, just the label that we place upon what we're experiencing is actually shaping how we experience it, right? So anger is just a name, right? Anger is just a name. It's nothing else. We could call it hubu boo boo. Like it doesn't matter. Someone has just decided a name for it, and we all agree on it. But the problem is when we name it anger, we will act in a conditioned response towards it, and we will not act how we want to act. We will act how our role models, how our caregivers acted upon it, how the people around us, how society at large acts upon it. So we will act in unconscious, conditioned ways. So the best thing to do, the easiest way to free yourself from all of that is just to remove this word entirely from your definition. Honestly, now this word, it doesn't make any sense to me anymore because I don't experience it anymore as anything negative at all. And so just through that shift alone, a lot can happen. So removing the word anger from your dictionary and just this is your power. You're feeling your power. And you might need to get used to your power. You might not know yet how to use your power, but that's a good thing. That not knowing is a good thing because not knowing means there are new options you're considering how you want to use this energy. I might be a little bit confusing because the conditioned response, at least there's a habitual conditioning of how you react. And this is like kind of unknown. This is a little bit confusing. Like, well, what do I do now? Okay, this is my power, but do I say something now? Do I say nothing? It will be a little bit confusing, but that's okay. With time, you will just learn how to use this power. You just trust yourself. Just enjoying, embracing this power, and then seeing what comes from there. I love your response, Ginger. Great words, Rob. I will train my body to contain that energy of power and use it when I'm not emotionally charged. I saw a little girl hurling waves of lava. Still don't know how to get her to stop setting people up. Maybe we go more into this another time. All the thoughts that arise, right? They're all perfect. Like setting people on fire. You're you're allowed to have all these thoughts. No one is no one gets hurt by you thinking that way. Um so um actually, yeah, there's more to it. There's actually ways how you can use that energy to heal your past, like people were saying, like you imagine people, burning with lava. Um, that's totally fine. Just because we have a thought, it doesn't mean that we act upon it, right? If I would act upon every single thought I have, I would be in prison. So you can allow this to flow through you. It doesn't mean that you act upon it. Um, and you just allow the thoughts, the energy to flow through you. Don't need to stop it. It's my most suppressed emotion. I felt it mostly in my jaw. I wanted to scream, but it came out as a breath. It was helpful to feel it as a baby would feel it, with no word for it. Beautiful. Mm. Another session working with anger would be awesome. I got sick from suppressing anger and want to work with it from now on. Yeah, that's very insightful. It's actually very violent if you think about it. It's very violent towards ourselves to suppress this energy. It's like a huge energy flowing through us and us suppressing it. It's like, if you think about it, it's just this huge energy that wants to move through you. To suppress it, it's so actually unnatural, right? It requires immense training and conditioning in order to do that because it's so unnatural, you know. It's just your power. So from now onwards, just know that this is your power. Even if you might not know how to use your power yet, that's okay. Just that's the first step, seeing it as your power. Um, I have to go now, my friends. Something else come up, another meeting. But um, but yeah, I saw that you all loved this, so let's do another session on that in the future. And I will upload meditation here so you can listen to it over again. It will take some time, maybe 2 weeks or so until it's uploaded, but yeah, if you follow my channel, you will get notified. Okay, wish you all a beautiful rest of your day. Bye bye.